On the script here, I look down, I'm like, no, that's the wrong month. My script has got the wrong month. This is February. What am I talking about? Judith February, it's good to have you. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thanks very much, Leanne.
All right, so the State of the Nation address, it's a big one. We're talking 20 years of democracy here. Anything, I suppose, that is going to be more special about this address than years before?
Well, as you mentioned, we're celebrating 20 years of democracy, and so therefore the President has a unique opportunity to come before the nation to talk about the gains that we have made, but also the immense challenges which face us. We know that in the past couple of weeks we've experienced an increase in so-called service delivery protests. We realise that there is anger on the streets, and the President will need to address that. There's no doubt that he will focus on the 5 priority areas, that is unemployment, education, healthcare, rural development and land reform, and that he will use those areas as a pivot in all likelihood for his speech today.
Looking back at the past addresses, how important, how vital have they been? How accurate have they been?
Well, in the past, some of them have been frankly uninspiring, a laundry list of things that we need to do. But really what the State of the Nation is, it is about creating a sense of expectation and also a sense of vision. The people look to the President today for a sense of vision and a sense of cohesion about what the future might hold. And, in South Africa, we've just come out of a period of mourning for Nelson Mandela, of what the past was. And this year provides a very interesting opportunity to think about the way in which we're going to carry Madiba's legacy forward, if indeed we are able to do so. And the President needs to speak to that. He needs to speak to the mood of the country and to what people on the ground are really thinking and saying.
I mean, this is as I mentioned in the opening, this is the 6th State of the Nation address that President Jacob Zuma is delivering. Have we noticed a common thread that has appeared through his previous speeches?
Well, of course it's been job creation, because the number one priority, if we have an unemployment rate of 25.7%, we cannot afford to be lax or complacent about that. We have deepening levels of inequality, and there is a gap between the lived reality of citizens and the aspirations of the Constitution. So, of course, job creation is key, but at the same time one needs to deal with issues of poverty, one needs to deal with inequality. It's a very complicated triangle, and to get that right you need growth in the economy and so on, but you also need to get the education system moving, and we've seen that South Africa has not always done as well on that, despite the fact that you have more registrations at university. But we need to be moving beyond the numbers to issues of quality and also the vision. Where is it that we actually want to be? We have a national development plan, but we see that there is some controversy around that within the trade union movement and so on, and the National Development Plan really provides us with a menu of options. It's up to the President to tell us which options he's going to be choosing on issues like job creation, the energy mix and so on.
Service delivery, and I think that this really has been quite an issue this year. I mean, we've seen so many service delivery protests already. We're sitting in January, and they're quite violent if one has to look at them, and the root causes are very worrying. Is that again something that we need to talk about?
We definitely need to talk about it, because it touches on so many issues. Firstly, it touches on the crisis of local government. A number of years ago, Yunus Karim, as Deputy Minister of Cooperative Government, led a research project which looked at what is going wrong in local government. Cadre deployment, issues of a lack of skill amongst councillors, patronage within the ANC, which is really killing off local government. So it's not a coincidence that we see our communities angry and on fire, because people feel that they are also disconnected from their elected representatives. And that is a challenge for our electoral system. How do we create greater accountability between citizens and elected representatives? Perhaps the time has come for us to look at reform of the electoral system, which the Vincel-Slubbert report in 2003 advocated for. So it also, the service delivery protests also talk to people's disconnect. It also talks to issues of poverty and unemployment. And so it's really a toxic mix, and I think we ignore it at our own peril.
All right. Finally, Judith, this, of course, is also another big year. We spoke about 20 years of democracy. We speak about the legacy of Madiba and moving forward with what he tried to create for South Africa. But we're also on the verge of an election. The 7th of May, it's been declared the election day. And, of course, this is a massive platform for the president to talk about his political party, what his political party can promise, and perhaps win votes of those that are perhaps moving away from the ANC. How important is this?
It's very important, and it's the benefit of incumbency that the President is able to come to Parliament and talk about the successes of the past 20 years, of the successes of the state, and those are the successes of the ANC. And I'm sure that he will focus on the fact that we have created 4.2 million jobs since 1994. We've lost some of those in the financial crisis, but we're clawing our way back. More people have access to potable water. Over 16 million people have access to social grants. These are important milestones. We have far more people on the expanded public works program, for instance, and any president is going to trumpet those successes and use that to say, vote us back into power again. But of course, the president comes to Parliament this evening, weakened himself in terms of issues swirling around his head on Nkandla, allegations of corruption and so on. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag, but certainly the ANC can call up all of those successes and also put it within the context of the legacy of Nelson Mandela. What more powerful a legacy can you have?
Yeah. Judith, thank you for talking to us. I hope you're inspired this year.
Thank you very much, Leanne.
It's a pleasure.